Hi, and good morning. I hope you had a really good weekend and that you're looking forward to all the things that God wants to do in and through your life this week. Well, last week we started off in our series on the Beatitudes, um, the blessed are's, the happy are those who, that we find in the Sermon on the Mount in Matthew chapter 5. And we looked at the first number of verses. Blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are those who mourn, for they will be comforted. Blessed are the meek, for they will inherit the earth. Blessed are those who hunger and thirst for righteousness, for they will be filled. And today we look at verse 7, Matthew 5, verse 7, which says, Blessed are the merciful, for they will be shown mercy. Now, I think in order to understand what Jesus is saying here in verse 7, we have to fully understand what's come before it. And so I hope you're paying attention to what we've been discussing in the previous verses. In particular, the last verse, verse 6, where it says, Blessed are those who hunger and thirst, who crave for righteousness and right living and justice, for they will be filled. That craving will be satisfied and their hunger and thirst will be satiated. And here he says, Blessed are those who are merciful. So in the same way that we are hungering and thirsting for righteousness, Jesus says that when we demonstrate that same kind of capacity for mercy, we will also receive mercy. Now, this mercy isn't the kind of mercy that is like we pity someone for what they're going through and go like, oh, that's so bad. I feel so sorry for you. It does contain part of that, but this is not just a passive mercy or a passive pitying. It is actually an active mercy. It's an active pity. For example, let's say it's a cold day. We've had 3 inches of fresh, heavy snow, and I go onto my porch, and I've just finished cleaning off my driveway, and I'm leaning on my shovel, catching my breath, and I look over and I see my neighbor, who's 85 years old, and she's struggling there with this heavy snow, taking a little shovel at a time, working on her driveway. My heart goes out to her, and I pity her for that hard snow that she's having to shovel. I could do that, but that's not mercy. That's pity, and I'm pitying that person, and I cluck my tongue and say, isn't that so sad that she has no one to help her? Ah. Now, hopefully, if you were standing on my porch with me, hearing me say those sort of things, hopefully you would look me straight in the eye and give me a swift little slap on my cheeks and say, break out of it, Gareth. Grab your shovel and go and help. That's the active kind of mercy that's being talked about here. Jesus is saying that those who are actively demonstrating their response to those who are in need, who are merciful in that way, will find themselves being responded to with mercy, with that same kind of act of mercy. I know for many of you, you would rather help someone out than have someone help you. And I think that's pretty common, especially among those of us who grew up in a generation where, you just get the job done, you pull up your bootstraps, and you don't ask for help from anybody, you just do it. And I have to admit, I'm one of those people. But there are times in my life where, without me asking, but because somebody else saw that I needed help, took mercy on me and came and said, let me help you. And the job got done much faster, much better, and I received mercy from them. So, as you go through this week, who is there that God is inviting you to be an active participant in demonstrating mercy, so that at some point when you need mercy demonstrated to you, you will find God responding to you in the same way? God bless you, church. Hope you'll have a really good week.